colleagues, now we are beginning our working day with the press briefing from Anatoliy Stelmakh, ATO spokesman, who will be with us on Skype. And now it's my pleasure to invite to the microphone Vladyslav Seleznyov, acting spokesman of the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. He will inform us on the activities of the Ministry of Defense, while later Ms. Stelmakh will inform us about the situation in the ATO area. Good morning, esteemed colleagues. Happy to see you at the beginning of this working week. Since the events in the east of Ukraine are rather complicated, our working day has begun actually yesterday, not on Monday. I would like to inform you on the current events which took place during the week in the Ministry of Defense. This week in Kyiv, Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, General Stepan Poltorak will have a meeting with Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Arab Emirates in Ukraine, Mr. Abdusalam Rumersi, and then he will attend the exhibition of armaments, IDEX 2015, which will be held at the end of the week in Arab Emirates. The first Deputy Minister of Defense of Ukraine, Ivan Rosnak, in Algeria, will participate in the meeting of Intra-Governmental Ukrainian Algerian Committee, which will discuss the situation and prospects for development of cooperation between two countries. Deputy Minister of Defense of Ukraine, Petromahed in Kyiv, will have a meeting with the British delegation of Intra-Parliamentary Union, chaired by John Whittendale, rapporteur on political issues to the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe, and Kristina Zelenkova, Vice President of the Microsoft Corporation. Commander of the Air Forces of Ukraine, General Yuri Baidak, will participate in the proceedings of International Exhibition of Aviation Machinery Air India 2015, which will be held in Bangalore. This week, there will be the meetings of participants from the General Staff of Ukraine to Sigonella military base of NATO in Italian Republic. Ministry of Defense of Ukraine has received consolidated budget of this ministry for 2015 in line with the state budget. It has been allocated 44.6 billion hryvnias. This covers state guarantees amounting to 4.4 billion hryvnia, which will be provided to the ministry upon decision of the government. Thus, this year budget of the ministry has been increased by 17 billion against the previous year. Out of this allocations, 2.8 billion will be allocated for material supplies to the servicemen, 2.2 for the purchases of fuel, 1.6 billion for foods, and another 1.6 billion for payments from utility services, up to $500 million for capital overhaul, service of barracks, and engineer armaments at the front line. 0.3 billion will be allocated for medical and transport supplies, 18.8 for payments of money allowances and fees, 5.2 billion for financing of state military order and repairs, 0.1 for rendering communication services, 14 billion hryvnia, or 31.4% of the defense budget will be allocated for development of arms. I would like to remind you that the necessity to increase these expenses is caused by the current military and political situation around Ukraine and the very obsolete nature of our machinery, which is around 30 years and more. The military, Ukrainian military in the ATO zone continues to receive repaired equipment. During the last week, the repairing brigades of the military forces in ATO zone has repaired 229 units of military machinery and equipment, including one tank, T-64, 6 self-propelled howitzers, and two IAVs and 1 and 11 IAVs 2, 5 APVs Batter 70 and 5 APVs Batter 80, 1 armored evacuation vehicle and 5 armored recon vehicles. Besides this, 192 units of various automobile vehicles were repaired, including such heavy trucks as 67 Urals, 35 Zilev, 29 gas, and all the sorts of lorries and trucks. Thus, from the beginning of ATO, the repair teams has repaired 20,259 units of military machinery and equipment. These were in brief, the results of the Ministry of Defense activities for the last week. As for the situation with the Krivbas battalion, the situation in the deployment area of Krivbas battalion remains dynamic. The commander, maintains continuous communication with the personnel, which remains in the basic points around Debaltsevo, responding to the attacks of terrorists. The battalion used an artillery. The terrorist tanks had to retreat. Being repelled, the terrorists decided to make psychological pressure and remain to surrender, but the situation here remains under control. Having analyzed the first 24 hours after the silence regime, they do not comply with it. They have used 31 times the MRLR's systems, heavy artillery and mortars. The number of shelling of our positions around Debaltsevo has increased against the previous week. Also, they shelled the neighboring villages. The most suffering from shelling were Debaltsevo, which was shelled 19 times from hail systems, and also Popasna, Sanjarivka, Zolote, Kamenka. Terrorists actively shelled all those villages the preliminary data are that they have received the order to conquer Debaltseve, irrespectively of the price that they have to pay for it. Yesterday, they have shelled Debaltseve many times. At the same time, they shelled Donetsk direction from small arms and mortars. In Mariupol direction, they twice shelled Shirokine from tanks. In general, during last week, they opened fire 112 times, and the Ukrainian military only responded to this fire. Besides that, around Debaltseve and Donetsk, we observed activities of drones. As of the moment, this is all the information. Now we open our Q&A session. Esteemed colleagues, do you have questions? Whether there are any killed or wounded soldiers within the last week? Anatoly, do you have any information about killed and wounded people? The information is collected in central bodies, and the only source which is authorized to publicize this information is Kanal Lysenko. Okay, so in order to get answer to this question, we have to wait till briefing by Lysenko. Will you please explore more about Chernukhinsk penitentiary institution? And there was an information that some people, some prisoners, flew out from the institution. Some of them came back. What happened actually to the rest of them? Any further questions? No further questions. Thank you very much, Anatoly. Take care. Please wish our guys. Will you please repeat the last? Yeah. Sure, we will try to support our guys. Our guys will stay in positions, and we will defend our land, definitely. Thank you very much. We try to do as much as we can. We wish you a good day today, and see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Vladyslav, thank you very much. Our next briefing will be at 11:30 with Kanal Lysenko, Vladyslav Seleznyov, and Anatoliy Stelmakh. And Anatoliy Stelmakh will be with us tomorrow morning at 9. Thank you.